Hello everybody and welcome back to another epic battles video, and it has been quite a long time since I've last made one of these videos, except this morning, woke up, checked my email box and saw this replay from Axiosplat in North Carolina. Looked at the screenshot, saw the damage and went, ooh, that's a lot of damage. Now before we actually see the entire replay, guess how much damage he actually does in this battle. And no skipping to the end of the video. I know some people would have done that. Like, they just, oh, let's take a look. No, don't skip. That's cheating. Anyhow, Axiosplat is playing on the new Neighbors map. Wait, that sounded kind of awkward. The Neighbors map is one of the new maps. Yeah. Anyways, the North Carolina, which was buffed in patch 0.5.6 so that it now has a better sigma value. So what that means is, even though if you look at the port view, the dispersion number still looks terrible, when you actually play the ship in game, the dispersions are going to be tighter and therefore better. And of course, what that means is you're going to land more hits and thereby do more damage. I do have to say one thing as this replay is going, because some people are bound to complain about this, and I know that's coming in the comment section, is that Axiosplat really does a lot of the zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, look around a lot. And while I think, you know, when you're actually playing the game, it's fine to actually maintain high levels of situational awareness, I think it is a little bit hard to watch. I think that's the best way to put it, because I found it a little hard to watch. But still, you can't argue with the results. Like I said, this battle is all about those results because, wow, like I said, I saw the numbers earlier and just kind of went, whoa, wow, that's a lot. Anyways, good hits on the New Mexico. Very good hit earlier on, I believe that was an Otago earlier. So far, so good. There is some pretty decent damage coming in for Axios. But his team loses 3 ships. And if you take a quick look at the enemy team, you'll see that each one of their Fubukis has managed to kill off 1 ship on the enemy team with torpedoes. So that's an early hole. And immediately the enemy team has gotten a point advantage. Another good salvo on the New Mexico, who isn't bothering to angle at all. Yeah, that's asking for some pain and hurt, and or maybe the New Mexico just enjoys getting smacked around by 406mm shells. Take a look at the enemy team and you'll see that they are really spread out. On the minimap, their forces stretch all the way from a destroyer at around C5 all the way back to battleships at the back around, that's be, I think, H7-ish, right there. So enemy team is very, very spread out. Axios' team is actually much more together. They're all sort of lumped up around between E3 to around G6. So they're sort of a nice cluster there. Still, at this particular time, the enemy team actually have the advantage. They've sunk 3 of the ships on Axios' team, including 2 of their destroyers, which means that right now the enemy team have the advantage when it comes to destroyers. One of the destroyers is all the way over at around C4, and he's already going to be heading into the cap. For the enemy team right now, the best thing to do is you take a look at the map and you try to analyze what's going on Axios' team. And you'll see that Axios' team has this sort of grouped up, clump that's happening. And that's very, very hard to break down because you're literally going to be facing all those guns. So what you want to do is you apply as much cap pressure as you humanly can. So that forces some of the ships on Axios' team to break off from the main group and to head back. And then what you can do is you can sort of pick them apart. But what the enemy team has is 1 destroyer on cap, applying a little bit of cap pressure, and then the other destroyer just, I don't know where he goes. Just sort of disappears, and I don't think he was really heading in that direction. And so what ends up happening is that the sole destroyer that does make it to cap isn't really able to apply all that much pressure, and with CVs in the game, the CV can just eventually get over there and hound that singular destroyer and prevent him from capping. And so, if you take a look at the minimap, Axios' team doesn't immediately break apart and start to go in 2 different directions. They're still reasonably I guess, clumped together. And that'll make it hard for the enemy team to break them down. On the flip side, the enemy team's decision to be split up is going to work against them. Now, individual ships on their team are going to get focused down one at a time. There's some torpedoes, so Axios spots that, and you can tell that he's already accelerating, so he's going to get out of the way. Enemy Miyoko. Oh, this is not a good position to be in, a Miyoko. Nope. Oh, no, you don't want to be in that position. Yeah, there we go. Double Citadel, gone, instantaneously got wiped. That was actually the very first kill on Axios' team. And there's already 4 ships lost. Nope, make that 5 ships lost on his team. Things are not looking good right now. They're getting capped, although luckily the CV is able to get aircraft over there and reset the cap. There's a destroyer on Axios' team that's managed to make it onto the enemy cap, and that, along with some cruiser support, does manage to net a kill, so that destroyer is starting to apply a little bit of cap pressure. That Fubuki, which really should have gone... Remember earlier that Fubuki was sort of sitting behind the island waiting for the cruiser? I really think that that destroyer should have just had it immediately for cap, and instead... Destroyer seemed to have done some other stuff and I think wasted a bit of time. I think had he gone there faster, probably would have been a little bit more, there would have been a little bit more pressure, and I think that would have helped the enemy team. As you can tell, the being split apart, which is good if you're trying to blitz the cap, is not so good when you end up having to deal with ships because, see, I mean, it's just individual soul engagements, and I think this is why Axios' team is able to deal with the enemy team, even though they are losing ships still. It's just he's always fighting sort of 1 or 2 ships at a time, never being overwhelmed by a multitude of ships firing at him. Just individual, see, like 1 cruiser at a time, 1 cruiser at a time, the battleship at a time. He's not having to deal with focus fire, and focus fire is, in this game, what wipes ships very quickly. If you could be in a battleship, and you could run into a couple of cruisers spamming HE and maybe 1 or 2 battleships shooting at you, and you won't last very long. The amount of fire damage, penetration damage, high explosive damage will sink you very quickly. North Carolina, sailing broadside like a pro. Look at that. Look at that. Just inviting the armor-piercing shells into your citadel. Like, oh my god, just how easy do you want to make it for somebody to shoot at you? Good lord. Oh, torpedoes again. Okay, ran out of range, no problem. Okay, so no issues there. But is that North Carolina still? Yep, still doing it. Still offering the glorious broadside to an enemy battleship. This is just asking to get your butt kicked. Alright, another salvo out, and you can tell that the North Carolina's dispersion is so much better now. Just a lot tighter, and... Ooh, Citadel, 6 hits, 31,000 damage. Axios manages to get his High Caliber award. So right now he's already got Devastating Strike, High Caliber, and Confederate. Just under... Actually, yeah, not even 11 minutes into the game. Alright, so... Enemy Colorado. What is with this enemy team? That's what I wanted to ask. What is with this enemy team and offering the broadside constantly? I don't get this. This is not good for your health, battleships. Understand that if you're playing a battleship. Staying angled is your mission in life. You have to know that, hey, if there's another battleship here, can I be at the best possible angle? And ideally, what you want to do is you want to be around, I would say ideally you want to be, let's say, a 60-degree angle to the enemy ship's guns, because that's where you're most likely to be bouncing shots. So this Colorado, just, oh boy. More damage, more damage. Axios' team is gone pretty much. He's got 1 cruiser, and that cruiser did good because that cruiser, see, this is the thing, that cruiser went into the cap, dealt with the destroyer, and let Axios deal with the battleship. See, that's how sort of things are supposed to be. Let the battleship deal with the other battleships and let them tank their shots. And if you're the cruiser, go deal with what you're supposed to deal with first, i.e. the destroyer. And there goes the battleship. What? That broadside! Again! Again! Don't give away broadsides, battleships. You are going to be paddled or clubbed or an assortment of other really painful actions if you actually freely give away those broadsides. Oh god. That AA. Yikes, that Ranger lost that full squadron. That's gonna suck. Truth be told, these days I'm really hating on the CV play. I mean, like, yeah, CVs can still influence the battle in a certain way. They can still do their fair share in a battle. Mostly for me, if I play CV, I just go and bomb destroyers all the time. But overall, I feel like just CV's become a really frustrating... Actually, it's always been a little bit frustrating, but these days it's just incredibly frustrating. Everything's AA is so much stronger. Your planes, a lot of them just melts, even against individual ships now. I mean, never mind attacking a ship that's being protected by a couple other ships. I mean, just individual ships these days already are hard to attack, and you lose a good share of your aircraft from that. And in this particular case, I mean, that enemy Ranger, think about it that way. Full squadron out, dropped bombs, no hits, and then lost the entire squadron. Then get penalized for losing that squadron while you're attacking something that you're supposed to be attacking. I mean, battleships are supposed to be the main targets of carriers. Instead, I don't know, really right now I think the only viable target for carriers is destroyers, now that I think about it. I mean, when I play a carrier, that's all I really bother attacking. Maybe what could be done, this is me throwing up another idea, and I know it's not historically accurate because the 40mm guns, the 20mm guns, they did do good work in anti-aircraft, but maybe what could be done is that if you want to have it so that those guns are effective, then maybe you could make it so that those guns are only effective when you're in a large pack of ships. So when you're clustered up together with multiple other ships around your cruiser and stuff like that, then the automatic AA works. But maybe make it so that there's like a hybrid auto manual control, maybe, so that the in most cases when you're, let's say, by yourself and there's aircraft attacking you, you have to manually take control of the large caliber AA guns, so like the 127mm guns on the North Carolina, the dual purpose ones. You manually use those to try to shoot down aircraft, and you know, your actual 20s and your 40s don't really do all that much. So that would maybe make it so that there is a certain degree of let's say skill versus skill. It's something I'm throwing out there. I mean, there's never, I think, going to be a perfect solution in the world that we have right now when it comes to CVs and AA in World of Warships. But I don't know, maybe a hybrid system would work better instead of this fully automatic thing that you're dealing with when you're in a carrier, which is actually very frustrating because you're dealing with something that can knock your aircraft down that the other player doesn't really have to do anything about besides just be there. You know? Oh, there we go. Kraken! New Orleans down. Okay, so enemy team right now down to 3 ships. There is a destroyer, there is a carrier, and there is Colorado. Best possible thing to do. Let's say you're the enemy team right now. What would be the best choice? I think the best choice right now would be the Colorado turns in and angles armor against the North Carolina, goes for a ram. So I think if you're going to play this out, I think this is what would happen, is that you have the Colorado ram the North Carolina and eliminate their last remaining battleship. Have the Ranger try to bomb the New Orleans, or just simply keep the New Orleans away from their destroyer and have the destroyer cap for the win. Instead, the Ranger, I don't know. Instead, the Ranger just kind of sails out broadside in front of a battleship. Oh, no. No. That is how you get wrecked. And then RNG goes, nah. We're going to torture this Ranger by making him not get citadeled with those rear guns and 3 shells that came out of the rear turret. Instead, we're going to park the Ranger 3 kilometers? 3.2 kilometers away from the North Carolina, and then have it so that the secondary guns kill. So, close quarter expert badge as well. So that's 5 different badges so far, 9 Citadel hits, 37 playing shot down. So far, so good. Colorado went... Oh, man. Why are you running away? Why you run away from North Carolina? And then, after running away, why you offer broadside to the North Carolina? Oh, Colorado has a death wish. Really? That's just giving a North Carolina an easy kill. As, like, the North Carolina already has, what is it, 6 kills already? Oh boy. That would be... Oh, this is going to turn into kill number 7, just knowing the way that Colorado's playing. Come on, Colorado. This is time where you just go honorable and then you just ram. Come on. Full speed ahead. Just point your bow in and go for it. It's not hard. It's like the easiest thing to do. Oh, what is this Colorado doing? Why are you turning away again? What are you doing? Don't give a North Carolina your broadside again. It's gonna make it easier for him to kill you. Oh, you even took out a front gun. The front gun's gone. Just go. No. I'm crying for the enemy team because this battle they could have won. But then they just decided that, nah. What we want to do as the enemy team is provide Axios with the best possible replay of him doing amazing stuff in this game. So he can submit it to me, and then I can make a video about it and note how awesome Axios is. And trying to ignore the fact that the enemy team is just, oh my lord, what was this? I mean, it's still amazing, because if you actually watch what Axios has been doing so far, his positioning, his decisions in terms of when to stop, when to angle, when to push, when to do things, have all been pretty much flawless. It's just that the enemy team has made his job a little bit easier. Okay, so the Colorado, you're getting a heal off. Great. You've got some HP back. Go ram. Oh, please, for the love of God, just ram him. Ram. Okay, you're finally turning about. Okay, there we go. Colorado. No, where are you going? Oh my god, this Colorado. Oh my god. And another easy salvo. Oh, this Colorado had how many chances to do this section battle thing properly? Yeah. Alright, so Axios 7 kills. Time runs out as there's only 20 seconds left. And he does miss the Fubuki, so there's not enough time for him to get off another salvo. So let's take a look at the battle results and let's see just how well Axios has done. And let's take a look at the team score page. And Axios... it's either Axiosplat or Axiosplat. I think I just like Axios. It sounds cooler. Axios has 3,956 base experience with 7 kills. Guess the damage. Ready for it? Here we go. 311,215 damage in a North Carolina. Okay. Wow. Okay. With premium account, no daily bonus, 917,984 credits, 9,198 experience. That's just phenomenal. 460 base experience. Manages Fireproof, Dreadnought, Confederate, Close Quarters, Kraken, Devastating Strike, High Caliber badges, 83 hits in total, 37 planes shot down, 10 Citadel hits. Just awesomeness. Axios, that was a phenomenal battle. Thank you for sending that in. And for the enemy team, if you see this, just kind of shake your head a little bit and be like, oh man, what could we have done better? Anyways, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode. Take care. Have a good one. I'll talk to all of you again soon.